Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing show of Real Estate Uncensored. We have our last show.
Last show.
This is it.
This is the one.
We're putting a bow tie on it and we're done.
Would you ever think we would get here?
I don't think we'd ever get here.
It's crazy, right? We will never, ever do another REU show, a censored show again.
Nope. Not in what, Gene? What are we not going to do a show in?
Oh, 2020.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because we're definitely going to be coming back in 2021.
Did you think I was talking about forever?
These motherfuckers are crazy, man. You know, they think we're going to shut this shit down. Bitches, you be nuts. No. Guys, we ain't shutting this shit down. This is our last show for the year. It's going to be...
with us.
Huh?
I said, you stuck with us.
Yeah, you stuck with us. We're going to stick with you. It's going to be an amazing thing. It is our last show for the year because our next shows are going to be on Christmas and then on New Year's, which all of you guys are either going to be social distancing, hanging out with family, or going to be with family. You're going to be by yourselves. I don't really give a shit. I love every one of you, no matter what your decision is. But we're going to be talking about just kind of wrapping up the year, talk about wrapping up the business for this dumpster fire of a year. And, Gene, you're incredibly successful in regards to kind of what you do and kind of how you do it and everything else. When you're talking to folks and you're saying, hey, we're thinking about doing X, Y, and Z, we're going to look into doing, a new thing, for next year. What would you say for next year would be the thing that you would do? And Tom thought they were serious. And Tom, I'm glad our marketing worked. Thank you.
People are going to be jumping in. I want to tell you something. Frankly, I have been so successful this year. I know successful people, probably the most successful that you've ever seen. Paul Franklin, he's leaving real estate, he said.
Yeah.
Was that what you just said to me?
No, he said last show ever. That's it. I'm leaving real estate.
He's out. You out, player. Yeah. So listen, I said this to Jake the Snake. We did a clever social show, whatever the hell it's called, on Fridays. And I said to him that I feel guilty sometimes because
you're so handsome.
No, I'm just so used to that by now. That doesn't bother me anymore. I think when I came out of the womb, I was a little nervous about it. But once I was 2 years old and killing the women, I knew it. No. So what I was saying to Jake the Snake was, and I keep losing my train of thought. Listen, hi, bro. I feel guilty a little bit because if I could do a redo on 2020 minus the sicknesses, right? Like I don't want people to say, oh, you take a sickness. 2020 for me was really good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not bragging by any stretch, but I can't sit here and say to you it was a dumpster fire for a lot of people. It wasn't for me. And I don't want that to come off the wrong way. I really don't. I think my headspace makes a lot of it. I'm an optimistic guy. I'm always looking the bright side of life, like Monty Python used to say. Mm-hmm. I just think 2021 has unbelievable opportunity for us coming. And if you can figure out a way to stay healthy, and I mean that mentally as much as physically,
right?
There's going to be, in the next 2 years, dude, there's just going to be so much opportunity in all avenues of life and business and real estate and crypto and being an attorney. And I could just go on and on. And if you can figure out a way to stay solid and continue to spend time with the people that you love and help them up through it and help your local establishments get through it, there's an amazing opportunity coming. And look, somebody's going to take advantage of it. Right. And I say to myself, why not me? I want to do right by everybody. I want to remain honest and I want to be a good person with great values. But I'm okay making a couple bucks too. And I want to make new friends and I want restaurants back. I don't want anybody else to get sick. Chris is saying it right now. 2020 was epic. It's what you take from it personally. And, Greg, if I can go on a tangent and a rant here.
Please do.
I want everybody to really, really understand that I'm not belittling some of the struggles and the hardships that people have gone through. I'm really not. I'm really not. And I've put myself out there on multiple occasions to say, if there's any way that I can help you monetarily, from a cup of coffee, you getting together to just talk through things, free marketing advice, like anything, dude. I'll help anyone out there. So I don't want it to look like I'm sitting here saying like, you're all a bunch of you-know-whats, you got to get your shit together. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you can get yourself into a space where your relationships are good and you're happy and you're healthy and you have a clear vision of what you want to happen in 2020, and you set some ducks in a row for yourself, right? I think that this is going to be it could be an amazing ride for the next 2 years. Speaking of amazing,
Yeah.
it comes in right on cue.
I
think he knows where he's at.
I logged into this weird space. It looks like wait, am I on Real Estate Uncensored?
You're on the big show, my friend. And I think what Gene is saying is that, and I completely agree with you. Look, 2020 has been a fucking dumpster fire fuckface, for a lot of folks, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and everything else. But business-wise for real estate, it's been a boom. There's a lot of opportunities. And I think Gene and Jake, you guys will agree with me that, what's happening in our industry is not going to change in the next couple of years. Look, it's difficult. Yes, life is weird. Yes, we're losing friends and family to this illness, and it's horrible and is not what we want. But you've got to you have to make lemonade when you have lemons. And so, I mean, I want to talk about that really quickly. I mean, when it comes to lemons and lemonade, I mean, I have two of the best marketers in the business right now on the show with me. And so, guys, when it comes to, individuals, it could be in any industry or anything else, what would be the advice that you would give them? Since Jake, you just jumped in, I'd love to get your opinion on this. What would be your advice to someone? Because a lot of people are in a negative headspace right now, and I would love to help them in every way I possibly can.
Sure. It's simple. Stop being negative. Okay.
Listen, there's some truth to that.
There's truth to that. 100%.
Change the channel, right? So if you change the way you look at things you look at change.
Yep, 100%.
Right? So how many times through our life have we heard this whole glass half full versus glass half empty? We all know people who are more negative leaning. We know people who are more positive leaning. If we're going to be talking about just general things, put on a smile. Reflect inward on all of the things that you're appreciative for, or that you have ever been appreciative for in your whole entire life, and change your channel inside of your soul and your heart and your mind space. Mm-hmm. First and foremost. Okay. There's a lot of people that depend on each and every single one of us in our professional lives and personal lives. So you are the foundation of you and all of those people that depend on you. Mm-hmm. So you need to continually look inward to try to make yourself achieve more, be stronger for yourself on a daily basis, so that you can be the best you can be for each and every single person that depends on you. And that's your business as well, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my take on it. Charge hard, move forward, be positive.
Go ahead.
You said something. I'm sorry. And I know you had a thought there. I didn't mean to derail it.
Go.
Here's one thing that I think I've always been really good at, and I think this is why my
being
wife.
Handsome.
Well, no, we already talked about that at the start of the show. Here's one thing that I'm good at, and I don't know how this is perceived outwardly, right? But because I know my wife, it drives her crazy sometimes. But here's what it is: 2021 sets up in such a way that there's things you can't change, right? Like the vaccine's not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, it actually is out.
Well, I mean, all right, so you probably haven't gotten it yet. Let's say that, right? So it might be a little bit of time before you get it. The reality of it is that this COVID thing is not going anywhere for a little bit of time, right? True. And it's going to probably mutate and migrate and morph and all this other stuff. So there's a good possibility we're going to be wrestling with this for a little bit of time, okay? So knowing that you can't change that, are you going to wallow in that misery and retard all the rest of your growth? Or are you going to go like this? Okay, this is the new reality. And these are the 5 things I'm going to do to progress forward, right? So, like, things happen in your life. Diagnosis, of a sickness, something that my washing machine broke today. My wife and I handled this differently. She like has her anxiety went up, and I was like, I'm gonna have to wear the same jeans for 3 days. Nobody's gonna die. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm gonna stink a little bit. Thank God you can't smell me through video. But this is my reality for the next week. What am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to go to a laundromat and do my clothes there? Oh, woe is me. I mean, it's inconvenient. Don't get me wrong. But I'll go there and answer emails. Like, this is the reality I'm faced with right now. How am I going to run through that wall? That's just kind of the way that I look at it. And I think I'm good at that. Like, I'll wallow for 14 seconds and then go, okay, stop being a bitch. Now let's figure out how to get through it.
Gino's going to go Facebook Live at the laundromat for a 45-minute live wash machine cycle show.
Don't dare me.
Well,
do it.
I would completely encourage you to do that, because I think that would give a lot of people encouragement to kind of work through and walk through the walls that they're dealing with. A lot of the stuff that we're dealing with right now. I mean, I'm fighting 3 fucking fires, and that's not 3, that's 4. But I have a thing in my hand. That's 3. And
congratulations, Greg. Most people don't even start the fires that you blaze, my friend.
That's true.
See, positive thinking.
And you know what? I have a $5 million deal right now that almost went up in flames literally at the last second. It's supposed to close today, and we had a major fucking problem that took place this morning. But I mean, and I was laying there, and it's weird that you say that. And Jake, I appreciate your comments, because you know what? I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm going to murder somebody. Like, I'm literally going to come through the wall and murder somebody. And it's all about mindset. It's all about where you want to be, where you are, where you want to go. And you know what? Let's just say this year has sucked massive, like porn dick for you guys, right? But what's it going to be as Jake is pouring his coffee at a very high level there? That's hilarious.
Filling up this positive cup of Nevada Black French press coffee, Gregory.
So here's the thing. So like what I did this morning is I was sitting there. I'm in a fight with my girlfriend over something fucking stupid. I am, battling with this other agent, and I have this other issue, which I'm not going to mention on air, that I'm dealing with another individual.
A lot of people have hemorrhoids. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. It really does hurt, though. It's okay. Okay, honestly, guys, no hemorrhoids. But just want to clarify that one. But I want to say one thing is that I was sitting there, at my desk, and I was like, gosh, dang it, this really sucks. And what I did, I shifted it. Like Jake said, what you see, when you shift the way you see it, everything you see changes. And it's the truth. And I want to give encouragement to every one of you guys out there that's having a rough year, rough day, rough month, rough whatever. Look, Real Estate Incentives, we're not going anywhere. Gene and Jake and I, we're going to come back. We're going to go every Wednesday on our marketing roundtable. Matt, whenever he wants to show up, is going to show up for the Friday shows. And we're going to keep dropping hammer, because one reason, it's you. And that's our sole focus. So I want you guys to understand one thing. Go look at that one thing that makes the most, that is the most important to you, and focus on it. Because I'm about a mile wide and an inch deep on some things. I'm going to go an inch wide and a mile deep on some things in 2021, so I can go vertical. Yep, going vertical with you guys and other things. As my good friend and my coach, his name is Hank Avick, Coach Hank. He says you got to slow down to speed up, and it didn't make a lot of sense for me. And I'm like, why in the fuck are you going to slow down to speed up? And I'm like, I get it. You have to do that. So, guys, thoughts on slowing down to speed up? No.
What are you shaking your head, Gene?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do that shit.
I got that. I got an answer to that.
Go.
Greg, you're right. Okay, next question.
Well, let's talk about, I think it's this simple. Let's talk about sports, pro sports. I'm always enamored at the amount of talent it takes to get to the top level, right? So you talk about the NFL, the MLB. Just think about like baseball. How hard it is to hit something coming at 100 miles an hour. You have 0.2 seconds to react, and you don't know if it's coming at your head, but you do know that it's going to be a curveball, and if you reach out far enough to grab it or to hit it, it is what it is. Like in a sport where I tell my kids when they get upset, I'm like, do you know what they say about what they call somebody in the major leagues that hits 1 out of every every 3 balls, let's say,
Yeah.
they call him a Hall of Famer, right? So if you end your career with a 333 batting average, you'll end up being a Hall of Famer. And if you think about that how hard that is, what they'll say is, I'll bring this back to what you were just talking about. They'll say that when somebody has a game, they'll say, or a really good game, they'll say something like, it just, the ball slowed down for me. Like I just was seeing things better. I saw it better. And I feel like when you're in tune, when those guys are at the peak performance levels and their health is good and their wealth is good and their mental stability is good, the ball slows down and lets them see it. Their focus becomes better. And when your focus becomes better, you get hit 1 out of every 3 and not 1 out of every 4 times. The difference there could be in baseball is an average player versus a Hall of Famer. In your life, it might be $30,000 a year. It's the focus. And what do you need to do to get yourself in the best focus? If you're eating like a fat pig and drinking like an alcoholic, it ain't gonna work, right? So when you kind of tie all that shit together and you hone in on that focus, the ball slows down. If the ball slows down, you're able to speed up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes total sense.
Double down on your focus. So, Greg, as you know, I've had over 1,000 employees in the last 10 years, multiple different businesses, and I've led a lot of work groups, right? And even flashback into my military days in the United States Air Force. At one point, I found myself in charge of 3,600 military students in tech school that were training to go ahead and come in to the active Air Force, right? And so when you mentioned slow down to go ahead and speed up, there's always a large cost and efficiency breaks whenever somebody takes an actionable step without knowing the right step to go ahead and take in the workforce. What happens if somebody makes a mistake, deviates from their training or their focus, gets injured, has some type of equipment failure, some type of accident, all of those things you can go ahead and attribute to different industries, right? Or different service models and things like that. But you need to slow down, keep your focus so that you can effectively take actionable steps forward and get the job done properly and achieve your goals instead of leaping forward, making the wrong moves, having an accident in your business, having a mistake in your business, going down the wrong road, wasting time, money, things along those lines. So that's my answer.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, one of the things that I'm slowing down on is I'm going to slow down on production. Actually, you know what, gentlemen, we're going to do a roundtable here, just like we did on Wednesday. And what I want to ask is that what is something you're going to slow down? And what's going to speed up when you get done slowing down? For me personally, I'm slowing down on actual real estate sale production, like outside actually doing sales. I got to be honest. I've told everybody this 1,000 times. I really fucking hate it. Like I'm 21 years in the business, actually licensed. I'm done. I have the coffee mug, the shot glass, the t-shirt, and the hat. I'm good. I'm done. But what I am going to do is I have very clear focuses. I want to sell, and I'm going to use Gene and Jake to help me do this. I'm going to sell 6,700 of the units of my sales training program, which is only $300, and that'll make me damn near just about around $1 million. So, that's where my focus is, also building my downline. I'm not going to try to do all this other stuff. I'm going to focus specifically on 2 things. That's it. And some people will say, well, how could you give up on your team? I'm like, I'm not giving up on my team. I'm not putting my sole focus on them anymore because this is for me. This is where I want to put my future. So, Gene, let's have you go first. What is one thing that you're doing slow, that you're going to slow down to speed up? And then Jake, what's one thing you're going to slow down to speed up on? Gene, you're muted, buddy.
It's a hard one for me.
You want me to go first?
I don't. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I don't know how I want to. I don't know how I want to spin this one. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to fire myself. Yeah,
love it.
I've been down this road with you before. I like this. Go ahead.
I'm consistently trying to fire myself backwards and hire myself forward. All right, I am going to slow down and focus on where my time and energy is spent, to where I can go ahead and fire myself from the time that it takes for me to achieve certain tasks inside of my business. So I can go ahead and hire myself forward to make our company and all of the agents with it extremely effective. So I'm always hiring people to go ahead and take time away from me, fire myself backwards. But that's what I'm doing, Gino.
I like it. I think that's a really good lesson. I like where you're at with that. I like where your head's at. I think that should be every business, every entrepreneur that wants to break through the ceiling. That's got to be a focus at some point, right? I feel like for me, it's going to have to be around my health. This coronavirus has turned me into much more of a IPA and carb loaded expert, right? So I'm eating. I got to slow down what I'm doing later in the evening so I can get better and speed up my fitness, if that makes sense. Because I do notice that if I'm heavier or if I have one extra beer, it definitely takes me a little bit longer to warm up in the morning, right? Like I was telling somebody Monday, they're like, you look a little tired. I'm like, the old car your father used to drive, remember back in the day? And they'd say, you got to let it warm up in the cold weather for 25 minutes. That's how I feel on Mondays sometimes. Like I wake up, I went hard over the weekend and I'm like, dude, I just got to let the car warm up before I put it in drive, and sometimes that putting it in drive is an extra cup of coffee in the morning. But I notice a real disconnect or a connect depending on which way my health and fitness is going.
Well, I think that's really something interesting, Gene, because I know for myself, I've been eating a little bit worse. I've been drinking a little bit more, than I should be. And I think a lot of people have been as well, but they don't want to admit it. And so I think being able to admit that, like you and I, the three of us are very open about what we do in our lives, right? But a lot of people aren't. And so if you can at least admit this to yourself and just say, you know what? I've kind of taken this a little too far. I need to dial back. I need to go for more walks, more runs, more jogs, more bike rides. I need to go out and play with my kids. I need to be more active, stop Netflixing and chilling and just do something that's going to be, beneficial for my own life. Look, the best way we're going to show up for everybody else is when we show up for ourselves first. And I always told myself this: if I can't keep a promise to myself, I can't keep a promise to anybody else. So if I say I'm not going to do this or I am going to do that, whatever it's going to be, and if I don't do that, then how in the hell can I ever expect myself to hold a promise to anybody else in the universe? It doesn't matter who it is.
And look, we've done this before on the show. What do they tell you on a plane? If the plane's going down, who do you put the oxygen mask on first?
Me.
Right? Because you can't help anybody else if you're dead, right?
No.
So there's something to be said about that. When you feel better about yourself and you have more confidence in yourself and you're healthier yourself, it's much easier to help other people. It's just the way that it is.
Hey, Greg, I got something for you.
Okay, what you got? High quality H2O?
That's later on in the afternoon. Since you're talking, it is Friday. It is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to try this, Greg, and let me know how it works for you.
Okay.
Tonight, after the dust is all settled from the busy day, I want you to have a meeting with yourself. But I want you to stare at yourself in the mirror, because we can always kind of curve the way that we actually go ahead and portray ourselves to other people, but you can never go ahead and lie to yourself. So if you debrief with yourself at the end of the day, you have to go ahead and cut yourself honest. You can't lie to yourself. So have a debrief meeting with yourself in the mirror and let me know how it goes.
You know what? I actually will do that. And I think it's a very powerful thing for everybody to do. You can do this after a buyer's, a showing appointment. You can do after a listing appointment, because what they talk about when it comes to listing and showing appointments, there's 3 different conversations that take place. The one that you have in the car with yourself, the one you have with your clients, and the one you have with your broker. And which of those is going to be the reality? And then that's the 3 different conversations you're going to have with yourself about just how life is. Is it the one you tell yourself, like, I'm fucking awesome, but fuck, I'm like 60 pounds overweight, but you don't see that. Then you have a conversation with your spouse or significant other, and they're like, yeah, you fat. And then you have a conversation with your friend who goes, you're okay. It's okay. No problem. Which one of those is reality? Which one of those do you actually want to kind of stick your fork into and say, this is the way I want to be perceived? And we all tell ourselves these great little fucking stories about how amazing we are, but sometimes those stories aren't true. And guys, I'm not criticizing. I'm literally saying that I have the same conversations with myself, and I've had conversations with myself in the last couple of days You know, I had to put my cat down, you know, 8 days ago. You know, it's been a rough thing. And Gene and Jake have been by my side 1000%. You know, Jake's beautiful wife, Serenity, has been incredible. She's checked in on me. You know what? And it's just one of those things that, like, sometimes when you say, you're like, I'm okay. My business is okay. This is fine. You're not fine. What does fine stand for? Freaked out, insane, neurotic, and emotional. Okay, that's what fine stands for. So when you say you're fine, understand that difference and just say, okay, do I want to take a look at the facade of what I'm telling myself, or do I want to look at the reality of what's really going on? Because once you peel the Band-Aid off, and Gene and Jacob both helped me do this multiple times, all of a sudden you're going to see something you don't like. And then you have the opportunity to change it. And this could be your prospecting methods. It could be your negotiating skills. It could be, you know, listening to Britney Spears on the radio versus listening to a podcast. I mean, there's a huge variety of what that could look like. But when you have the
Britney Spears, did I just hear Britney?
Yeah, I'm Britney, bitch.
Veronica, I understand your statement about your teenage daughter. I've got one that's 16 going on 40. We can be part of the same club, Veronica.
And Gene, you have 2 beautiful daughters.
I do. What was the question? How
old are they?
Oh, 15 to 12. Yep.
15 to 12. Good God. I God bless both of you, and God bless Veronica.
Thank you.
I have no cats, no fur babies. I am going to let you guys enjoy all of these journeys together. Jake, when we're stepping into 2021, I can't believe that's actually the year we're going to step into, which is absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Stepping into 2021, what would be, and then Gene, this is the same question is going to go to you. What would be one thing that you would say to do in 2021 to build their business? Now, it's not hiring any of our services. It's not doing anything like that. But the one thing you would do that someone that's broke as a joke, or just sad, or just down on their luck, or, you know, maybe they made $1 billion this last year and they didn't want to cut expenses. What's the one thing you would suggest that they do?
Me first.
Yeah.
All right. Charge hard.
Okay, explain that. So people who are in the military, they don't get it. What does that mean?
Okay. So lack of action is the perfect recipe for failure.
Yes.
Okay. So years ago, I was at the 5-star Hilton in Tapateo Bluffs there in Phoenix at a large real estate investment college conference. And there was one gentleman who was giving a creative acquisitions seminar, and there was thousands of students in the audience, and he went ahead and had everybody except for the front 2 rows stand up and walk out. And in the back of the room, there was, it almost felt like, you know how some churches have the where the parents, the mothers and fathers can take their kids and sit behind the glass window if they're crying or getting out of line, and not disrupt the rest of the congregation. So this room was just like that. So all of these people were out behind this glass staring in at the front 2 rows. And then he had everybody come back in, and he said, all of you people that just walked out are the ones that are not going to take actionable steps necessary to go ahead and achieve this level of success that I'm teaching you today. It's only just the front 2 row that are going to actually take action on this stuff. So when I say charge hard, ladies and gentlemen, always be looking at the efficiencies in your business, in your life, and make sure you take consistent, constant, actionable steps moving forward. And as we always talk about at the Marketing Roundtable, it's about constant communication, good quality communication to your prospective audience to enhance your brand, things along those lines. So if you find yourself wasting time or allowing other things to waste your time, focus your attention, take action on the positive things that can go and get you closer to your goals. And oh, by the way, Greg, thanks for asking. I am going to crush 2021.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, we are.
I'm owning 2021 already. So, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you think you're going to own 2021, I already have my name on it. I already put the Wolf brand on that year.
Oh, dude, 2021. And this is the funny thing. And Jake, I'm going to dovetail off what you're going to say. And then Gene, please come in and answer the question. But I something is burning in my brain.
Sure.
You know, Jake, what you and I have been talking about, what Gene and I have been talking about together, you know, 2021 is going to be an amazing year. And here's the one reason why. Because like you said, We're claiming it as ours. We're not allowing it to be anybody else's. And there's a lot of people that are upset about the election. Either you love Biden, you love Trump, you hate Biden, you hate Trump. I don't give a fuck what your political, mindset is. Here's the one thing. You can't control that. That is out of our control at this point. Your control is about your business, about your life, the way you wake up every morning, the way you think, the way you breathe, the way you interact with other human beings. You have the power to be the most powerful human being on God's green earth. And if you don't believe in God, then just on earth. I don't care. But what I'm saying is take ownership of everything around you. The Navy SEALs have what they call a 3-foot rule. And they teach this to the Navy SEALs when they're doing rock climbing and everything else. The only thing you can control is within 3 feet of you. Everything outside 3 feet is not something you can control. So find your 3 feet, start taking control, and then go after it like a fucking hungry lion and just never apologize for anything you fucking do, unless it's unethical and immoral or anything like that. But keep that in mind. But Gene,
you gave a cautionary to that statement.
I had to. Gene, what say you?
Here's what I say. Focus on positivity and being a good person, and the rest of the stuff will fall in line for you.
Amen.
If you actively go out of your way to have a positive attitude and strive to help people in whether 1 a day or 2 a week or whatever it ends up being, the rest of the shit will fall right in line.
So I have a good friend of mine, Hank Avik. He's my upline in EXP. And he has this phrase. It's 50, 20, 5, and 1. And what that stands for is you go out there and you make 50 comments on people's social media posts like, hey, happy birthday, love you, haven't seen you, blah blah blah. Then you have 20 little conversations, like micro conversations. You have 5 pretty much substantial conversations. How are you, how you been, where you been, how's life, blah blah blah. And you have 1 powerful conversation a day. Guys, that model right there will put more money into your pocket than you can ever imagine. And that's exactly what Gene and Jake are talking about, is being positive, because everything that you encounter in life, there is a positive silver lining to everything, right? So let me give you an example. My girlfriend and I right now are in a very fucking stupid argument. All right. And it's over the fact that I did not make her a hot home cooked meal when she came home 2 nights ago after a long days of work. And I tried to do something to compensate that because I knew she didn't like the way I cooked. So does it suck going through that? Yes. But what I learned with the silver lining on that is the fact that, okay, no matter what, from this moment forward, when she comes home after a long days of work and I work from home, you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to make her a hot meal, because I know that she's going to appreciate it in one sit, and she just wants it easy, and she can have a glass of wine and we can eat some meals. She might puke in her food, but she'll still eat it. But I learned that's my silver lining on it.
Hey, Gene, I think this is why God made microwaves, right? Didn't God make microwaves?
Listen, that's what an Applebee's is, right? There's no chefs or cooks back there. They just microwave.
DoorDash.
That's what I did. I bought her some shit from fucking Trader Joe's she liked, and she yelled at me about it.
Call your boy up. I'll help you with some really easy recipes that you can't screw up, and that she'll be sure to like.
Okay, good. I will absolutely do that. Trust me. Be sorry you actually said that, because I will call you. But the point is this. There's a silver lining. I found the silver lining. I found what I need to do in my life to make life better. You can do the same thing in business. You can do the same thing in your personal lives. Yeah, whatever you're going through might suck balls right now, but it's always can be better. You can always learn something from it. I mean, Jake, what's something, and you don't have to get personal or detailed or anything like that, but I mean, what's something that you went through in the last 7 days that was not the most pleasurable, and then you learned something from it? What was something?
Yes, I love this one. This is my favorite of the last 7 days, even though it was like one of those weird moments. So I was so busy in business and in life that Mr. Wolf forgot to go ahead and put Christmas decorations up on the outside of the house this year. The inside's all nice. Okay. So last year, I went ahead and bought these beautiful icicles, and the kids and I were outside and we were hanging these beautiful icicles. They were blue. They were like this. There's this whole LED moment. And I know everybody that's watching right now, they were like, ugh, what is LED? It doesn't have the nice soft glow like our old school light bulbs are. Anyways, this is what my icicles were last year. And it was like this awkward blue. And I'm like, that's not right. That's just not right. So anyways, we ended up getting rid of the icicles. Totally forgot that I got rid of the icicles from last year. I was going through all the Christmas box out in the shop, and Mrs. Wolf said, my mother's coming into town, and I would really like for the outside of our house to go ahead and be decorated. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this is like one of these Chevy Chase type movies. I'm getting into this story is going to be publicized somewhere. So I do. I jump in the Jeep, and I'm Jeeping all over Reno, and I stop at the first Home Depot and I walk in, and it looked like a tornado hit the Christmas section. Everything was gone, right? There was like maybe one box of like some balls that were half open, but I could see one that was cracked. So then I journey over to the Lowe's. Same thing. Christmas tornado hit there. It must have been like this weather phenomenon. Then I end up at Target. Same thing. The place looked destroyed. And then I end up at another Lowe's or another Home Depot. Then I walk in, and there was the man that was there greeting me. And I said, do you have any Christmas lights left? And he's like, good luck. I'm like, oh, so I'm over there, and I see on the top of this one little rack, there was some garland. It was this green grass, and it was all wrapped up, and it was 50 foot of garland that had lights already pre-built into it. I'm like, that's perfect. So I'm going through, I'm looking at some stuff, and I come up with this really gorgeous picture. Some people had beautiful garland that was in front of their house over their garage, and they had this really nice bow and wreath above it, and it was just really elegant, classy, beautiful. It looked awesome. I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm going for. So I buy this garland, and I'm outside with my kids, and I'm unwrapping this thing, and it's like this little fake grass thing. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going for it anyway. So I'm stapling this stuff up to the front of the house, and I'm draping it down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Mrs. Wolf is going to think that I'm like the redneck of redneck Christmas decorators. But that's what's outside my house right now. And I learned a valuable lesson in life. If you are going to prepare, make sure that you have the right amount of time to prepare for anything that comes at you. So I have a redneck Christmas decoration hanging outside. My neighbors are laughing at me now. That's what happened to me in the last 7 days.
I'd like to tell you my Christmas light story, if you don't mind.
Please do. Oh my God.
I live in a townhome development.
Okay.
And there's 98 homes here. And, there's certain rules that come with this homeowners association. And I will say to you that probably 70% of the fights that my wife and I have in any given year revolves around Christmas and the lights, mostly exterior. Okay.
Okay.
So one year we order from this place around here. It was called Tommy's Pizza. And I would order from there like literally 2 or 3 times a week. So I became very friendly with Dave, the driver. And he pulls up one day, and I open the door, and we got so friendly he would actually deliver me beer, right, with my pizza. So I would call and say, is Dave there? And they'd go, yeah. I go, put him on the phone. I go, Dave. He go, Gene, what do you want, Yingling? And I go, yeah, you got it. And I tip him. I tip him out. So he comes one time, and it's like October 12th, and he says to me, I got to give you some credit, buddy. I'm proud of you. And I'm like taking the pizza and the beer, and I'm like, you're proud of me for what? He's like, you're way ahead of the Christmas game. Those lights look great. And I was like, nope. And he's like, they're up from last year, aren't they? And I'm like, they sure are.
But see, so what's your takeaway from that then?
I want to be done with Christmas altogether and not ever have to put a light up ever again.
Oh,
humbug. Well, you know what? I've never put a tree up in my house. I have a wreath that my girlfriend was given by her other agent that I've hung up in my house. So that's my Christmas. But the thing is that I really like about this, and I know, Gene, you're going to bail out in here in 4 minutes, so we'll wrap this thing up really quick.
Yep.
For all of you guys that are out there, you've heard Jake and Gene and myself all be vulnerable. We talked about some things that are personal in our lives. And, I encourage you to go out there and be, vulnerable as well. Be transparent, go out there and bring joy and love to people. Don't be all ball humbug and shit. Just say, you know what? I really fucking suck at blank. Or like Jake had to drive around all over the place to find lights to make his wife happy, Miss Sarandi, to then make her mom happy, which made him happy, which is a whole nother dumpster fire of stuff. But I mean, it's all about just be vulnerable, and Gene forgot he left Christmas lights up for a full year. I mean, it's just that kind of a thing. So and I'm in a fight over not cooking my girlfriend a dinner that she would probably throw up on. So I mean, it is what it is, and I love my girlfriend. She's an amazing, powerful, incredible, talented woman, and all of us are. Know that, own that, run with that, and never apologize for who you are. What are you laughing at?
I am not an amazing, creative, talented woman. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
you told me.
Did she watch this, by the way?
Who?
Your girlfriend.
I hope not.
You should bottle. This is your Christmas gift. You should bottle up what you just said about her and send it to her on a DVD.
I do. I fart in bed every night. I tell all kinds of wonderful things all night long.
The old Dutch oven.
Oh, baby.
Oh, all right. Jenna says we're all talented.
Okay. We are so off topic here. Jake, takeaways from the show.
I feel like I'm on a rerun of Donahue from the 1980s.
You're showing your age.
Well, wait, I did that again. No, I'm 35 forever. I want to give a shout out to James the Zillow Killer. I hear he's doing amazing things in the world of real estate. So
that dude's a phenom.
Yeah. What's up, James? Charge hard.
That guy's a fucking legend. Like you do not want to come against that guy.
By the way, it's crazy. He lives 4 miles from me where I grew up.
What?
Yeah, he's a Philly boy.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, we've never caught up for beers or coffee or anything. So I'm putting that out for 2021, y'all.
That's retarded.
All right. So my takeaway is God bless each and every single one of you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you next week at the marketing roundtable. Don't forget, it's Wednesday. We're having cocktails and dreams. And if you guys want to go ahead and join us and have some marketing Q&A, join us on the show. Dial up all of us amazing men in marketing.
But you can't come in without a drink. They got to have a drink.
They have to have a drink. And it can't be a soda. Like this is like a lemonade.
By the way, pay attention, please, to you got to send the video. You didn't send the video yet because we did a commercial for Wednesday's show. In order for me to get that out, I have to have it.
I know. I forgot. I'll send it to you guys in a few minutes.
Send it to me. We need it.
Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Wednesday.
Bring your own beer.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be. I mean, I'm going to be drinking vodka. Gene, are you going to be? What are you drinking? Wine? What are you going to drink?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm not sure.
Jake, what are you going to be drinking?
Johnny Walker Black.
Love it. Now, Gene, what is your takeaway from the show? And then we'll wrap this thing up because I know we're at bingo right now.
We are at bingo. I have to pick up my youngest. That's why I roll like this. Here's what I'd like to say. I'm going to stick with the theme of being a good guy and positive and all that good stuff. I want to take, since this is the last of 2020, I would like to take a moment to say thank you all for watching this goofball and allowing us into your space, whether it be the office or your house, and letting us, drip our quote unquote knowledge on you. I have a lot of fun doing this. It's put me in some amazing relationships with two guys I'm sitting with right now that I would have never had the opportunity otherwise. And I am, extremely grateful for that. And I appreciate you. And I want to say to everybody, if I don't get a chance to talk to you in the next couple of weeks because of the holidays, I hope you have a absolutely fantastic Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. And I hope the new year brings you a lot of really, really good shit. So, gentlemen, I appreciate you both. Thank you so much.
That is
absolutely unstoppable, baby.
Yeah, Gene, you are an incredible human being. Jake, you are another incredible human being. You guys are two incredible friends. And then, guys, I want you to go out there and I want you to just reflect and be. This is my takeaway. Thanks for asking, guys. You guys are so generous and always asking.
It's the second time in 2 shows you did that. That's great.
So the thing is this: I am blessed and powerful, handsome and talented, loved and respected. And I tell this, that's my mantra. I tell myself every single day, and it's because the words that you tell yourself become your reality. So I want you guys to tell yourself something powerful, blessed, incredible and just empowering every single day, because that will push you through whatever you're going to be going through now or in the future. So with that being said, guys, I am, for 5.5, almost 6 years, I am blessed to have you guys watching the show. I could not do this without you. Gene and Jake have stepped in as co-hosts and recently, and they've just been crushing it. I am so proud, so blessed to have them in my lives in multiple different ways. So go out there, find the people that you are blessed to have in your lives, and please fucking tell them that you appreciate them, because they need to hear this. They need to know that they're appreciated. And with that in mind, Gene and Jake, since we have two co-hosts on the show, I need Gene, I need one color from you, and Jake, one color for you on both sides of the bow tie for the show. Gene, go.
Cranberry lime. Is that a color?
I don't know. We just made one up. Cool.
Do it.
Cranberry lime. Jake, what's your other color?
We are going gold today. We're going gold.
Okay, so we have cranberry lime and we got gold. Two different colors on the bow tie, guys. Note to the fact that we 100% love you to pieces. Please go to anywhere where you listen to these podcasts. Give us a 5-star, not a 2-star rating. Please shout out Gene or Jake or myself on anything that you like to hear. It'll help the algorithm get to more people so that we can influence more people in a positive, blessed way. But guys, until 2021, as Jake would say, stay blessed, stay powerful, charge hard. And Gene, he's the evil bald ninja that loves you to pieces. Guys, reach out to either of these two powerful gentlemen. They'll help you grow your business. But as always, until next time, peace out, ninjas!